I think we both he is.
The good news is that if I did play him, likely I reapered him to death. Any painful death.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not recording this actually, by the way.
Oh,
I'll open Bandicam afterwards.
I'm recording this one. It's not a terrible match. It's just he does a couple things that set me back a tiny bit. I don't know. I don't think those are the reasons I lost. But but I guess we'll see. I'm doing my 14 gas pool overlord speed blah blah blah. I've been leaving 2 on gas because I like to be able to very, very quickly go to tier 2 and be able to switch to mutas very, very quickly and get a second hatch. I know, damn it. I have no idea why I do that. It's kind of like my muscle memory is at that transition phase where sometimes I'll make 1 drone, sometimes I'll make 2, sometimes I'll make 3, sometimes I'll make 1 thing of Zerg, sometimes I'll make 2 Zerg, sometimes I'll make 3 Zerg. It's completely random, but it's in that flux stage. So by the end of the night, I'll be making all Zerg again instead of drones.
So I mean, okay, yes, trying to stay on the not too critical part. I find
him pretty quick because that.
Yeah. So 2 things.
Damn pause.
So
fucking ghost. Already. By the way.
Oh yeah. We all have that guy who just thinks he can ghost rush somewhere in our division league thing. So, even the GMs are saying it, and the bronze, it happens to all of us.
Well, this was my first.
They have to check every couple months to see if ghost rushes have
just in case
have just walked in. Yeah,
I know.
I remember there was a Korean who was streaming, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's ghost rushing." And then I played against the Diamond who did that. This guy's a gold, happens to bronze. Everybody knows it.
It's still not a thing, guys. Just let you know.
How come there's no ghost upgrade like on the tech lab? Oh, whatever. Okay.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Well, they used to have ocular implants. Well, that's another thing they took away. We'll go into that later.
Okay, does that increase their line of sight or sight range? Something?
Yeah. So not only did Marines have those depleted uranium shells that I was telling you about, they could shoot further. Ghosts had ocular implants. It was a bitch because you could put the ghosts in the bunkers, and they had fucking ridiculous range. They could they couldn't shoot guardians, but they almost, I think, could. And so bunkers with Marines, so it's like, bunkers are like 3 ghosts and a fire bat, and no, anything but ultras was gonna get flattened. Anyway, good times.
Okay, so I know he said like rip. He said like you made a mistake. You know, for the drones and the lings, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm
however,
getting it's in flux right now.
Yeah. So the point, however, is when you go. So okay, 1v1 is very different than 2v2, and I mean maybe practicing this stuff just for 2v2 is a good thing. I don't know, but 1v1's very different than 2v2's. In terms of build order, almost never, especially on a 4-person map, is it viable to go even 17 bull, because you can't really get enough damage done, unless you go 17 pull into straight to Baneling Nest or something and really early Baneling bust. Maybe I want to see want to see Dark do that, but I haven't really seen a replay of that. I've done it myself a time or two, but I haven't actually played the Zerg side of ZvT recently. So, anyway, going for the linear spawning pool puts you economically behind, and then making those 3 drones kind of evens you out a little bit. You're still a little bit behind because you're later on the hatch, but you're almost on par with the drones. But you don't have the lings now. I mean, you're making the lings now, but you didn't have those lings, those early lings at the time, so that puts you behind for that. So my advice for standard ZvT, 1v1 only. Don't 2v2 we're working stuff out very separately. But for 1v1, it would be 17 hatch, 16 gas, 16, 17 pool, somewhere around there. Basically just hatch somewhere around. So 13 overlord, 17 hatch, gas pool.
For four person.
For ZvT. For ZvT in general. Especially on a 4-person map. But
I can get up their ramps like in that amount of time.
Not if they have a wall.
Right.
If they have like 1 wall and 1 marine, then your build order is putting you behind, which is what I come across. And maybe you're still coming across people who don't wall, because I remember how often that would happen, and I'd laugh.
It's pretty funny. You know what? Maybe you're right. I probably haven't actually been getting
damage done.
I probably haven't been getting to Terran in time because I probably haven't been on the right maps.
Yeah.
Whereas everything else has just been Z. I've been getting so many ZVZs.
Oh yeah.
Those are hilarious. I'm winning like 75% of my ZVZs.
Did you veto Arena, which is the one with the weird squigglies?
The things that zip by?
Yeah.
No. I still have it on there because we used to have so many grudge matches on that map that I forget.
On that map, maybe like a 13 pool, because you can get over there so fast. That's like the only one, though, that's like the smallest rush distance one. But even then, if they're on par, they could probably get the wall up in time. Or if they scouted.
Well, and on that one,
is important. Scouting,
on that one, I can get a drone over there too and munch away. And I don't like doing that though. I don't know. I'm still working. I am probably gonna stop doing that strat versus Terran though. But you'll kind of see what I do instead. But you're right. I could go hatch first and still do what I'm about to do to this guy.
Yeah.
And this turns into exactly what we do to him in 2v2s.
But then my other 2 points is versus Protoss is still a decent build. I'd say maybe like a 16 or 17 pool, just because you can get more lings out and it's a little more economic, and you can still get a lot of damage done. Until around the diamond level, and then they start getting real fancy with the walls, but that doesn't matter. Like high diamond. But what's another thing? And then again, Zerg, as we talked about earlier, Zerg ZVZ is a total coin flip, and doing a 13 pool is choosing a good side of the coin, because as you saw earlier, you beat the people that go hatch first.
It's paper, rock, scissors, basically.
Yeah. And the problem is you'll lose to people who do like the 17 pool. And it's like, well, I'll be back in like 30 seconds, 20 seconds.
Alright, so here we go.
Alright,
so the rest of this is pretty standard. I wanted to stop him before he sees anything. Which he does. He doesn't get to see anything that's going on over there.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's going straight to cloak too? What in the motherfuck is this strats? Okay, so... And I guessed that was a bunker. Looks like I was right. I see the tech lab. So I'm like, tech
You're
lab?
like, huh?
I'm like, Astinio?
Yeah.
What?
He would have repaired it. I was gonna say, you almost got through that tech lab. I mean, there was a marine, but still.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to. I was, like, my brain was going through the slot machine of tech lab. Tech lab? Tech lab.
First. Tech lab first might mean just like an early stim.
Oh, he put him in the bunker, too. What a stinker. Okay, so this is my little trick right here. As you can see, he can't see those, so he moves the ghosts out, and I can see those. I'm like, ghosts? No, I'm like, are those illusions? Astinio, ghosts. And you're like, ghosts?
Cloak is just about to finish.
No.
What a poor butthole.
And so I'm like, that must mean the wall's down. The wall's not down. And then I saw the fucking command center. And I'm like, command center?
Okay, so you don't have to pause, but no, you don't have to pause.
I know.
Okay.
Remember, I didn't get to look at his base.
Yeah. So
his cloak's done.
another kind of coin flip thing that you can do against Terran, and it doesn't even really have to be a coin flip. You kind of just do it blindly, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, then you just don't go with it. But something to kind of blindly go against Terran is a Baneling Nest if you're going for like these early wins.
Yeah.
Because
I'm fucking kicking myself because he only had one Marine.
Yeah, because it doesn't kill every Terran, but some of them forget to build things and then get supply blocked as they're trying to build a Marauder.
I know.
So
Fuck.
It prevents greedy shit.
So I was wondering if there was going to be something like that in this match, and I'm not surprised that there is. And he's fucking supply blocked again. He double supply blocked himself. So
I thought that was a planetary at first. I'm like, holy shit.
Only because that's happened before.
Gosh.
So ghosts are only 2 supply. I guess I'm kind of bummed that they aren't more than 2 supply, but
3 supply. I actually thought they were 3 supply. I forgot about that.
So did I. But I guess the fact that they are 2 supply, I should have done that math in my head, and I'm gonna start doing that from now on.
I always, I don't know what the mind game is here with these people, where it's like they're just like, no, the command center and the SCVs, where they're just like, la 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 la, I'm building SCV. Like, it's not a high level thing to do, but people at the high level do it.
You mean where they overbuild SCVs?
Yeah, and then transfer them.
I don't know. I've been doing it too, though.
Yeah, I know. I've been very recently doing that too, because I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
So here, part 2. As soon as he did that, it notified me, because I had a worker back there, and I'm like, okay, I bet the wall's down. Meow. And I've been doing this in 2v2s a lot. And you know why? Because it works every fucking time.
Oh, yeah. Hold position.
Yeah, I was thinking, and I was trying to do the math, and I was trying to figure out where he rallied, and I should have held position right there. 10 out of 3.
Yeah. And
9 out of 3.
Hold position is better than clicking on one of them at a time, because hold position can kill multiple of them at a time.
Yes, even when they're stacked like that, they can still...
Yeah.
Okay.
If you hold position over them.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
I will definitely do that next time, now that I know it works on that too. So I got quite a few. Not enough.
Yeah.
And on the metrics, it actually doesn't show that I managed to do anything. So, this is not meant as a follow-up. These are meant as like a notification. And then this is kind of...
Notification mutas?
Well, the mutas are the actual follow-up. I had no idea he had a stupid Widow Mine here.
Yeah.
That was that
Did he priest
notification.
him?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay.
He thought
Cool,
because
dude,
he...
cool.
Oh, yeah, and then this is when he just blanket scans everything.
Yeah.
And that's why I put the links there. I love how fucking weak widow mines are sometimes.
So, well, that always kills one muta, though.
I know. And so he runs them back there. But again, kicking myself, there's only fucking 2 Marines there. And and again, another stim. And I think medevacs have too much fucking energy. That's just me. He nukes down my spire.
Terran.
And I didn't notice.
Yeah.
And I always put 2 spores next to my spire. Didn't do it this time. Otherwise, more of those medevacs would have been dead. I do not focus down the Marines and Marauders, usually. I focus down the medevacs. Didn't do that this time. Because I thought my spores were better lined up. But the final 2 spores... And so I'm thinking, hey, I just wiped him out, right? No.
Well...
So I'm sending everything fucking back down there.
There's one Marauder right there.
Oh, yeah, he stays there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Go, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, as much as that kind of sucks, I always kind of assume
So my fucking Marines down there.
That when you kill the drop, then they always have more. There's, like, you can kill stuff. Oh, the Widow Mine. Ooh, decent hit.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And then that was like 80% of my army dead.
Yeah.
Yep, just like that, because Marines.
Man. Okay, there's a bit of a nest.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Mr. Marauder.
Yes, I know. I think he was supervising.
He was.
Maybe he was a spy.
He missed his flight.
I'm sure there was a whole RP story behind why he was overwatching.
Yes.
Watching over.
Yes.
So one of the new things I've been doing in 2v2s, you probably noticed, that's when we started going on our really big 4, 5, 6 winning streaks, is I've been expanding a lot more. But I've been
very good.
Yes, and I've been expanding in kind of more deliberate arcs instead of the way I was expanding before, which wasn't working. So, although this guy, the way that I was expanding seems to complement this guy's harassing style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I don't know what the fuck that strategy is. I really
losing medevacs.
I know. I should have built more fucking spores, because this guy was amazing at losing medevacs. I could have built 5, 6 spores at every base, and he would have just kept flying into them. Because I don't think he had another vibe. I don't think he has any other strategy. Because look, he just keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Splash. Oh, the Bane hits are real.
Oh, Micro Jackson. Oh, but the more bands. I'll come back in here, buddy.
Well, right here, I'm trying to pivot off of this to get my roly-poly down. You see? And he's like, hoo, ha, hoo, ha.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get it. And he's like, hoo, ha, huh, ha. And then I get around him. Oops. And he doesn't finish it off. So I'm like, okay. And I don't chase because I didn't want to chase him back into his blob of shit. I guess I was being a little too safe. But that's because every time I went in, I got nailed really bad. But then every time I didn't
Yeah.
go in, he didn't have anything. It was just kind of... So I restarted that one. And that
Yeah, so...
fucking mule repopping bullshit. I can drop mules.
So maybe, when you beat someone in an engagement, then go for their latest expo
Yes, and I
as
only
a rule.
just... Right.
Yeah.
He only started that. And so...
Yeah.
And I only just scouted it, and so... I'm...
So, a lot of things we're gonna be talking about are blind things. Go blind bailing nest. You go blind harass. Yeah.
So many fucking scans.
Gosh.
I've lost to blind harass about just as many times as I've won from it.
What do you mean?
Just due to things like, them getting a a widow mine hit off or something like that. So
Well, blind
and
harass isn't.
he gets an amazing cutoff here because he was pushing out at the same time, and he just gets... Lings, get out of there. Oh, and they just... I don't know why the Lings weren't leaving. But they get balled up and don't leave, and lost my whole Ling ball.
So blind harass doesn't necessarily mean like you don't watch as you do it. It just kind of means like going to where you assume their next base is going to be, and that's why it's kind of funny each time you're like, oh, that's funny. He doesn't have this base. Why doesn't he have this base? He's a dumbass.
No, I know what it... Oh,
Well,
I know what it means. But
okay, well you literally just said that you lose to like a widow mine hit. But it's like if you see the widow mine hit, if you're watching and you see the widow mine, just go into the widow mine.
I know, but widow mines like are under the ground, and I know they have like the laser thing, but then that means you don't get to go there, which means you don't harass, which means it's pointless. And it's like, oh, I see missile turrets, so I went there to blind harass, except I can't harass it now. So me going over there was pointless. And I had scouted the turrets, and so I knew flying my mutas over there was pointless. And he's got a bunch of turrets over here, so flying my mutas over there is not going to work. I could run Lings over there, like blindly, or even if I watch them. But he's got... I don't understand some of the strategies that you suggest sometimes. I don't know how to implement the strategies that you suggest sometimes.
Okay.
And maybe this map is just a bad... Or maybe this person's a bad example to use against. Or maybe Terran, just in general. But when they put like a widow mine and a turret, or if they have tanks on the high ground and barracks and bunkers, I mean, blind her, sending units around. More often than not, even if you get your units back out again, you've scouted them, but harassing them is not going to get you a whole lot of anything. You have to, be able to successfully destroy them.
Harassing's not going to get you much. Harassing's...
Yes, like, honestly... Okay. So, like this, right?
Not going... Gone.
No, I've already explained it, like, 3 different ways. So, like, I could run Lings into this now. But he has got a Marine Marauder Ball of Death here. and he would do like just like he did last time and move a bunch of stuff over here. I could like loop the mutas back around. Um, I've only, and I do have some of those left. I think this match is almost over now, but he did have a missile turret right there. He could repair it and stuff. I mean, I could try to do that. But I mean, maybe there's other people where it's easier, where they don't set up as much defense or something. Are you talking about people that don't defend their expansions, or what are you talking about? Like harassing people that don't defend their expansions?
Ouch. So, when you win an engagement, you have a lesser army.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull them over here, you pull them over there. Units over here, wings over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so when he kills one or the other of those, and I have even less army, or I just what's the outcome supposed to be? That
the
I
outcome, it's StarCraft is there's like a specific set of rules that you do, like when you win to win the game. So you win an engagement, and then you kill some of their resource collection, and then they have less resource collection, and you have more. With those resources, you make a bigger army. That bigger army, you beat the rest of their army and the rest of the resource collection, so on. So when you win, if you can't like directly push into their next army, then you don't do nothing. Otherwise you haven't really accomplished anything. So you have flattened his army multiple times, but now you're behind economically, and you're not getting ahead of him economically by either taking more bases or killing his economy. So,
but at this point, he only has one mining base, so he's not mining off of any other bases.
Okay. Well, you can still kill his SCVs. You can still use this to pull him away. You can engage one missile turret and make his thing ping him over here a million times, and then run Lings in real quick. Over here.
Okay.
But getting ahead of him means getting ahead of him economically usually. Army comes next. Obviously you need army to win the fight, but getting army as late as you can, enough to win the fight, is what you want to do, because getting ahead of him economically is what you do.
Okay.
You don't like, if you get ahead of him army, but he has more economy, then you have something like your 13 pool versus your 17 pool with he just needs to defend, and eventually he'll have more out than you, and then you're screwed, because then you're behind economically and army wise.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you think he would have expanded next? Because maybe I just was trying to expand in the wrong direction.
He probably would have taken this, but if he's a dropper Terran, maybe you just want to hide a base. And I mean, maybe he still finds it, but still. Just take this or something, I don't know.
No, so you think
you should have taken those. He probably would have taken. Maybe he would have taken this. Maybe he's ballsy. Maybe he would have taken this. Either way, it's either one or the other.
Okay. Okay.
He didn't have his starport or his factory on his production.
Oh my gosh, the fucking scans.
Oh, he had a factory on a different hotkey.
That was like 5 scans.
Mineral field depleted.
Oh, does he actually go take a...
I guess he takes that top one.
Oh, okay. Let's have... Oh, man, he... Oh, he had a Marine at that. Oh, that's right, I remember. I remember him seeing that, and I knew he saw that, so I was going to try to engage and get around him.
Look at those pre-stims.
Oh, yeah. Well, and we've seen this all night long. Not tonight. Metaphorically speaking. And, I don't use it to my I don't use it to my advantage a lot in this game. Oh, the fucking scans. Oh my gosh. Look at this. There is no penalty at all. Terran do not get, and there's no penalty for them fucking scanning as much as they do. Maybe picking up and dropping off should fucking take energy out of the medevacs. Now, this is when I thought I should have had 6, 7, or 8 infestors, and I actually have plenty of supply and gas, and they actually don't take very much. I should have had several more. Even with my fungals and stuff, it just doesn't work. So I don't know why I didn't have more infestors. And then I go save all my guys. And GG, or I don't GG, fuck. I think I cuss him out, actually. Call him fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. Terran.
Oh yeah, it's actually, to be honest, most games they don't even go Marauders.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he even went Marauders, because they usually don't. It's usually just Marine Tank Medevac now.
I mean, yeah, although my problem with that is the eventual roaches or banelings. Yeah. If you get like equal army with them, then banelings and roaches get ugly versus I don't know. I mean, it gets ugly versus Mutiling Bane, the Marine Medevac tank. But yeah, Marine Marauder Medevac, Widowmine, or tank, depending on if they go on Mutiling Bane or Roach Ravager. So.
Yep. Whoops.
Anyway,
but
yeah.
I think the thing that I am most proud of myself on this one is the sheer amount of engagements that I stomped him on, which I think is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the composition. And I know it's like, well, that was Mutiling Bane, but I never used to go Mutiling Bane. In fact, I don't even remember what composition I used to go. But, and I think earlier before I started recording, I don't think it's particularly because I'm getting better. I swear it just feels like Terran are getting worse somehow. And I think it's because they're getting buffed so much that if there's like a graph, the more buffed Terran gets, the fucking shittier they're getting. And the more lazy and complacent they're getting, like leaving his Marauders here. He had an engagement here where his Marauders, like half his Marauders were just like standing there, and like you said, he had buildings that weren't even grouped. He had Actually, you still got shit tons of SCVs down here that are just standing around.
Yeah,
Tanks.
11 out of 2 on this one.
Yeah, he
Wow.
had tanks that aren't grouped. He had he still has 20 out of 10 here, and I know part of that just makes me look stupid for not being able to compete with him, but it's just like I don't have to get like that much better, I think, before people like this guy are going to get annihilated, or if they give Zerg even a small buff versus Terran.
Mm-hmm.
And we're probably going to lose about 80% of the Terran in the game, which is probably, yeah, exactly, which is probably why Blizzard won't do it.
No.
We feel like Terran, it's like the whole fucking nanny state thing all over again. So Terran are getting worse, so you're giving them more buffs.
Yeah. That was funny, actually, because Blizzard said something about, like, oh, well, we talked with Kespa and the community, and the community says Terran is by far the weakest race right now. But then Kespa's idea was that Terran's actually by far the strongest. So we're not really sure how to deal with this information, but we're processing it still. It's like, oh gosh, you fucking retards. It just means that the Terran are crybabies. Fucking holy shit.
They're getting worse. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They've never had to micro a day in their fucking life, except for a little bit of time there with swarm hosts.
Don't tell them that when they're stimming and moving.
Oh, that's right! You got cussed out earlier!
No, I didn't get cussed out. It was a 2v2, and we completely beat them. And the guy was just like stimming. He stimmed like 4 times, and he was just kiting my ultras. But he wasn't really kiting them. He just thought he was kiting them because I was getting a munch off. I was getting like 1 munch off and killing like a group of his guys every time he had to turn. And I'm like, dude, stim harder. Come on, man. You gotta stim, man.
Stim harder, that's right.
He's like, oh, I'm just microing for fun or something. It's like, what? You're microing?
He's like, I have to stim to micro.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was on Sledge. Because we were at that engagement on the bottom left and...
No. That was that, not the lava one. It's that big lava one. With the gold, gold extra maps. The gold, extra gold bases.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, yeah, oh, fucking Terran.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and I know it's the same for what we're dealing with in society right now, and seat belts and helmets and shit. In the 60s and 70s and stuff, and it's the same thing in that podcast, we used to drive around giant fucking Buicks and Novas and stuff, and there was no power steering or power brakes or whatever. And when people got in car accidents, they got out of their cars and like dusted off and like hammered out the fucking dent.
You said you don't like car accidents. You said you don't like saying that.
Well, they were car accidents back then, because it was like, oh, my car didn't stop. Neither did mine.
That's not an accident. Okay.
They're like, well, what's wrong with your car? I don't know.
I accidentally forgot to press the button.
I was hitting the brake or the gas or something. There's no cup holder for my beer.
Yeah.
There's no cup holder for my beer. That's a tractor. Okay. But their cars, you just hammered the dent out and kept going. And if your car was broken, you went in the hood and fucking fixed it yourself. But everything got safer and safer and safer. And nobody knows how to do anything anymore. So, while Zerg and Protoss... Again, this is going on for like 6 years now. Zerg and Protoss keep having to adapt. And they even, just to shove, the fist up Protoss's ass even further, they made them adepts. Which is totally different from adapt. adapting.
Yeah, they do it. They get adept at adapting.
I know.
Adapting.
They need to get adept at adapting. And then, heart of the swarm. Then they fucked up our swarm hosts. Meanwhile, wings of liberty and what are those things called? Librarians? Libertarians?
Liberators.
Yeah, liberators are still, even after the nerf or buff or whatever it was, one of the strongest units in the entire game. So, ways of giving the wings of the entitlement generation.
Oh my gosh.
So, Terran has not had to fucking adapt. Oh, the only thing you've had to adapt to is getting on the forum and bitching until they get the fucking units changed to what they want.
They gotta get good at that, you know?
They do. They had to get really good
bitching.
At being a fucking bunch of wine bags. And so they sit in college for 4 years, bitch, piss, moan, and whine, get better at bitching, pissing, moaning, and whining, vote for the burn dog so they don't have to pay for their fucking college, and don't ever have to adapt to play StarCraft so they can spend the rest of their life bitching, pissing, moaning, and whining and never having to learn to do anything so they can get paid more and more for their minimum wage jobs so they don't ever have to get any more fucking degrees. And you know who I'm talking about, while the rest of us work our asses off and actually work and work harder and work harder and actually trying to do things like make small businesses work and shit. Fucking trying to make our races in our game work while we fucking Terran sitting around going, my A move isn't strong enough. My A move doesn't work.
I stemmed an A moved and it didn't work.
My medevacs don't.
Fucking fungal. Oh my gosh. I can't stem an A move into fungal. Fungal Baneling Ultra. Why
They
didn't it
can.
work?
They can stem into the fungal if they want to.
They have enough medevacs.
They get into the fungal faster. And they can even stem while they're in the fungal. They just don't. It just doesn't get them out of it.
Oh my gosh.
I want to be
Someday I'm gonna just troll somebody and I'm just gonna make infinite army and stim it all down to red and lose it all to banelings, and they're gonna push and I'm gonna have a whole nother army and I'm gonna stim that. And I'm gonna be like, this is so fun.
The funny thing is by the time they get to your base, they'll be out of energy.
Oh yeah.
Because fungal takes fucking 75 energy, and they only get... Oh, yeah. They'll be out of banelings, too, because you can't repop. Unless they have, like, 25 maxed out hatcheries with larvae.
Well.
Because even if you have 10,000, you still won't have enough larvae. It's the same thing with broods. Oh, I've got 200 broods, and here comes along 2 liberators. It's like, oh, okay, so I can make 200 corruptors, and I'm broke. So you start mashing the broodling button. One broodling, or no, one brood. Oh wait, I'm 200 capped. That's right. Oh. Fuck. Oh, I'm out of minerals and gas anyway. Oh, we're dead. Fucking...